Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the most cryptic corporate documents. So you don't have to get ready for some fireworks, because today we are looking at Allurion Technologies Incorporated's latest 8K filing, and let's just say there were some big shareholder decisions made that could shape the company's future. We're going to break down what these votes mean and whether it is good news or bad news for investors, so stick around. And before we dive into the gritty of the shareholder meeting, if you love getting straight answers from these often dry corporate reports, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. We also have a burgeoning community over on Discord where we discuss these filings in real time, link in the description below. So let's get started. Alright, so what we have here is a Form 8K report filed by Allurion Technologies Incorporated. This is basically a heads up to the public about important events that have happened for the company. And in this case, the main event was their 2025 annual meeting of stockholders held on the 18th of December 2025. Think of it as the company's yearly report card where shareholders get to vote on important matters. Allurion Technologies Incorporated is a company focused on developing and commercializing an innovative medical device to treat obesity. By the way, if you are not familiar with them, they offer a swallowable gastric balloon system. Not a surgical option, which is pretty interesting in the weight loss market. We see that they are registered in Delaware and their principal executive offices are located in Natick, Massachusetts. The company has two main types of securities trading on the New York Stock Exchange. One is their common stock, which is the basic ownership you'd have in the company, and the other is their warrants, which are like options to buy more stock at a certain price. Now, this is a key detail. Allurion Technologies Incorporated is classified as an emerging growth company. This means they have certain regulatory benefits and requirements that are a bit different from larger, more established companies. Okay, so let's get to the meat of this filing, the shareholder meeting. A total of 7 proposals were put before the stockholders, and the results are pretty telling. First up, we have the election of directors. 3 board members, Omar Ishrak, Douglas Hudson, and R. Jason Ritchie, were up for re-election, and they all got a strong majority of votes cast. This signals that the shareholders are generally happy with the current leadership and their direction for the company. Next, the appointment of Deloitte and Touch LLP as their independent registered public accounting firm for the fiscal year ending the 31st of December 2025 was overwhelmingly ratified. This is pretty standard procedure, and the results show strong approval, indicating confidence in their financial oversight. Now, things get a little more interesting. Proposal 3 was to approve an amendment and restatement of the Allurion Technologies Incorporated 2023 stock option and incentive plan. This plan is essentially how the company grants stock options and other incentives to its employees and executives. The amendment aimed to increase the number of shares available for these incentives, lower the compensation limit for non-employee directors, and extend the plan's term. The vote here was for it with over 3.3 million votes in favor, compared to about 240,000 against. This suggests that shareholders believe in rewarding employees and believe this plan is beneficial for attracting and retaining talent. Proposal 4 was about approving the repricing of certain outstanding stock options. The results here were also positive with a majority in favor. This means the company is making adjustments to the terms of existing stock options, possibly to make them more attractive or viable for employees given current market conditions. Moving on to Proposal 5, this was for approving the issuance of shares of common stock upon conversion of the company series B preferred stock. The goal here was to comply with New York Stock Exchange listing rules. Specifically, this relates to situations where the company might issue a significant number of new shares which can dilute existing shareholders' ownership. The shareholders approved this with a substantial majority, signaling their support for actions that ensure compliance with exchange regulations, even if it involves issuing more stock. Similarly, Proposal 6 focused on approving the issuance of shares of common stock upon the exercise of certain private placement warrants. Again, this is for complying with New York Stock Exchange listing rules. The vote was strongly in favor, indicating shareholder trust in management's ability to navigate regulatory requirements related to these financial instruments. And finally, Proposal 7 was a big one. It involved approving an amendment to the company's amended and restated certificate of incorporation to combine outstanding shares of common stock into a lesser number of outstanding shares. This is commonly known as a reverse stock split. The ratio could be anywhere from 1 for 1.5 to 1 for -20, and the board gets to decide the exact ratio. The results here were very positive, with over 4.7 million votes for and about 499,000 against. A reverse stock split is often done to increase the stock price and meet exchange listing requirements, or to make the stock more attractive to a wider range of investors. The fact that the proposal to adjourn the meeting was not needed shows that there were sufficient votes to approve Proposals 3 through 7. This means management successfully got the green light for these important corporate actions. Now let's think about what this all means. The overwhelming support for director re-elections means shareholders trust the current leadership. The approval of the Stock Incentive Plan amendment and the stock option repricing suggests a focus on employee motivation and retention, which is crucial for a growth-oriented company, especially in the competitive healthcare technology sector. The votes related to issuing shares to comply with NICE rules are all about maintaining their listing status and operational flexibility. This shows a mature approach to corporate governance. The most significant vote is likely the approval for a reverse stock split. While often viewed negatively by some investors because it can signal underlying stock price weakness, for a company like Allurion Technologies Incorporated, it can be a necessary tool. If their stock price has been below a certain threshold, a reverse split can prevent delisting from the NICE. It also makes the stock price appear more substantial, potentially attracting institutional investors who may have minimum price requirements. The board's discretion in setting the exact ratio from 1 for 1.5 to 1 for -20 is also noteworthy. This flexibility allows them to adjust based on market conditions leading up to the actual split. Looking at the broader picture, this filing indicates that Allurion Technologies Incorporated is actively managing its corporate structure and shareholder interests to support its growth strategy and maintain its position on a major stock exchange. The strong shareholder votes across the board imply a high degree of confidence in the current management and their forward looking plans. The key challenge for them will be to execute on their business strategy effectively post-reverse split and demonstrate sustained value creation for shareholders. It is a balancing act between regulatory compliance and driving organic growth in the competitive medical device market. Alright, that is our breakdown of Allurion Technologies Incorporated's latest filing. What is your take on these votes and what they signal for the company's future? Especially the reverse stock split. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives into the corporate world. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description for more real-time discussions. Thanks for watching. See you next time.